One of the greatest genres of metal has certainly got to be grunge. Really does tend to stand out compared to the other metal genres, and today I'm going to be telling you guys why grunge is great. And what other genre can you kiss your homies without anybody batting an eye? This makes it one of the few music genres that understands the concept of it's not gafes with the homies. Grunge also has some of the best singers out there. For example, Chris Cornell, singer of Soundgarden, Audioslave, and Temple of the Dog, and also Lane Staley of Alice in Chains and Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. Also, not to mention Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots, and there are many others as well. They are all dead, by the way. I mean, if you're gonna be the lead singer of a grunge band, then I guess it's a requirement that you either have to be suicidal or hooked on drugs. Bonus points if you're suicidal and hooked on drugs. But it was not only the singers that made grunge so great. Of course, the instrument players were also a big part of grunge's success as well. One thing that I have to bring up is how Nirvana continues to impact the way that many beginner guitarists learn and continue to improve their guitar skills. Especially with Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit being probably the most played song on guitar ever, and you know how much guitar centers absolutely love to hear it every single day. But of course there are many other talented musicians of the grunge era, another being Ben Shepherd, the bassist of Soundgarden. Ben Shepherd is easily one of my favorite bassists. His unique and innovative bass playing strongly contributed to Soundgarden's success. And especially in songs like Black Hole Sun and Jesus Christ Boys, you can really see how much a bass really does for a song, and how important the bass really is. While we're on the topic of grunge bassists, I thought it would be important to bring up the Nirvana bassist, Chris Novoselic. Chris' distinctive bass lines and powerful melody really helped contribute to the success of Nirvana. Of course, you can't forget how much beginner bassists absolutely love to play Come As You Are, and then after they play it for a few times, they usually set down the bass and then they never touch it again. Of course, that is also the same for most guitarists. They tend to give up pretty dang fast. You know, I feel like I just need to say this to all beginner guitarists that may be viewing this video. Just don't give up too soon. All I'm asking you to do is practice like maybe 15 minutes a day for maybe 2 to 3 months so that you can decide whether it really is your thing or not. Because I can promise you that 90% of the guitarists that inspired you to start playing guitar were probably the exact same whenever they first started playing. It's a normal thing for guitar to feel like a chore at first. But once you start to get good and you start developing the ability to play all of your favorite songs, it starts feeling a lot less like a chore and a lot more like an addiction. Of course, it's a good addiction, an addiction that could possibly form your future. And if you're doing something you love while making a living, then what's the issue there? I should also probably add that for me at least, my guitar is practically my therapist. Just releasing all of your anger and your stress onto the guitar really tends to relieve you. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting off topic here, but I felt as though something needed to be said. And I was on the guitar like guitars and basses as well, but I feel like this could probably apply to really any instrument and maybe a few other hobbies as well. And I guess we should probably move on to grunge guitarists then. One legendary guitarist I should shout out in this video would have to be Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains. One thing that made Jerry Cantrell's style so famous was his unique blend of acoustic guitars and heavy metal. If you've listened to Alice in Chains before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when you combine Jerry Cantrell's guitar playing and Lane Staley's vocals, it creates something truly astonishing and just downright amazing. And the Soundgarden guitarist is also one of my favorites. He's such a cool guy and stuff, and also he's really good. I mean, I'll probably just say the same thing that I have with every other musician on this list. His playing style is truly something unique, and I wouldn't be lying when saying that. Well, I guess we should move on to the drummers, or of course, I will include Dave Grohl, Nirvana's drummer. For the most part, Dave Grohl has a pretty high reputation. To me, it felt like Dave Grohl really carried Nirvana, and his past with how he started Foo Fighters after Kurt's death is really interesting and a rather inspiring story. And of course, his drumming skills are nothing short of amazing. I guess I should also go ahead and say a few things about the grunge albums There are a ton of great and iconic albums that came from grunge, such as 10 from Pearl Jam. I just knew that somebody would kill me if I didn't mention Pearl Jam. Bad Motorfinger from Soundgarden, Bleach from Nirvana, and of course there was a countless number of 10 out of 10 albums in grunge, such as Super Unknown from Soundgarden, In Utero and Nevermind from Nirvana, Nutshell, Dirt, and Facelift from Alice in Chains, and of course many more. Yeah, so this is awkward, but it turns out that I kind of forgot to include some Stone Temple Pilots in this video, even though they're one of my favorite bands, but Purple and Core are also 10 out of 10 albums, so there's that. Anyways, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed this video, then that's good. And anyways, guys, it's outro time.